Hey, what's up guys? It's Brian from BGKTV and welcome to my new channel. Here on this channel we're just going to be doing things like glove reviews and just training sessions. Anything that really has to do with the goalkeeping experience in soccer or football depending on where you're from. Now for my first video, I have a really special review on the Adidas Ace Trans Ultimate Glove. Now, before I get into it, this is a high-end pair of gloves. They are very expensive and I will get into whether they're worth it or not, and you know, when you're trying to make that very important purchase, when you're trying to step up from, you know, maybe buying the mid to high tier, the jump from mid to high tier, I want to help you realize what's more important, because it's very important to know if it's going to be worth buying and worth investing the $185 or whatever dollars in this specific glove, or if you're thinking about other high-end pairs, you know, the large, amounts of money that you're spending. Because gloves, depending on how you wash them, will have a very long or short duration, like lifespan. And there are things to combat that, just obviously smart washing, and there are products that they have to try to reinvigorate. For example, the Goalkeeper glove, and just have it for a longer period of time. Now, specifically for this pair of gloves, what you are going to be paying for is just high-end latex, very nice protection, very nice comfort, and just a couple of features that you won't see on lower-end Goalkeeper gloves. So, specifically, this pair has a nice shock zone for punching the ball. When you get into the fist position, there's a little bit of layer in between, and it is very, very professionally constructed, where there are a bunch of little triangles and, just shapes to kind of help you punch the ball. For example, if I get into a punching zone, there is a huge layer in between, and it just, it absorbs it and it helps you punch, more control over where the ball goes when you punch it, because if you punch the ball and you don't want to mess up, this would be a very helpful tool to have on a glove. If you don't have a punching zone on a glove, chances are if you don't have the best technique, you are going to hurt yourself, or you're just going to fail the punch and put it back into traffic, and it's the difference between conceding and not conceding a goal. And it's very important to have these good features, but they're not 100% necessary. It's just helpful. Another good thing I liked about these gloves is that, over time of use, it's pretty easy entry. When you first get it, it's not as easy, but obviously they have a very nice elastic strap to help for all sizes of wrists. So, me personally, I have smaller wrists, but I have very big hands. So when I put a glove on, and I have to go a size down, my hand, it's going to be hard for my the part of my hand to fit through this. But because this Goalkeeper glove is very, very versatile, you can put your hand in there. Once you get in there, you can use the strap to kind of, for if you want to go all the way around, or if you want to make sure you pull as tight as possible and get a super tight fit, though I don't recommend that. If you're playing for 90 minutes and you have a glove on that's cutting off the circulation to your wrist, it's just not going to go well for you. You don't want to do that. I'll say that for a fact. But the customizable wrist strap, and if you order these online, you can obviously put your name on them or your flag, or it depends on what website you go on. But customizable wrist strap, the size, it fits almost all hands. And I do keep in mind that this is a very bulky glove. You will notice that, if I put my hand on there, it doesn't completely fill it up. There's a little bit of room, and it's just wider than, your classic pull-on Goalkeeper glove that'll fit your hand, tight like a second layer of skin. And obviously, again, that's all preference. You don't have to have a super fitting Goalkeeper glove, but then again, you also don't want to have one that's way too big. You don't want to buy, say for example, a size 12, and just you put it on, and this is what it looks like. Your hand's flopping over, and you can't get in there, because you're definitely not going to be able to catch anything, and you're definitely not going to be able to do any good for your team. So as for the latex, 4mm latex, very high quality Adidas. Also, a nice thing that they did was they fused the two, the catching zone and the grip, all that stuff. They fused the two together, and it just makes for a super well-crafted, easy glove, hand-to-ball. You can get a good feel for it, because this glove is very protective. And same, if you put if you keep the finger protection in, that also helps with protection. But again, preference. You don't want to, say one thing is better than the other, because you have to try both of them before you know what's good for you. Because in the end, it's your preference, not mine, not anybody else's. I'm just here to try to help you say if it's a glove that's worth it or not. There's another really interesting thing that I've never really seen before, And it's this, if you open this up in the middle, you can kind of go through, and there's like a wrist protection thing. It's kind of like a thing that goes all around. You can just kind of take that out. And I guess it's just for stability in the wrist when you're making low diving, or if a ball bounces and like your hand, you fall on your arm, or you fall on your hand if your form isn't that good. And it's just supposed to prevent you from hurting your wrists anymore. Like just like this thing has, if someone steps on you, this thing has if you dive the wrong way, or if you kind of like get caught. That's to prevent you from hurting yourself. And I think that that's a very good feature to have. Now, grip-wise on this glove, I think is one of the, some of the best grip on the market. Durability, after 4 months of use, there's like some tearing in the fingers. I don't know if you can see that very well, but there's some tearing in the fingers. There's almost no tearing in the palm, actually, which is a very important thing. And the grip still is pretty good, but you will see that with proper washing, after about 4 months, this is what your glove will look like. And if you're washing the right way, your glove will obviously have a longer lifespan. And if you're taking good care of them, storing them in the right spots, making sure that there's the least amount of contact from palm to palm, your gloves will last a lot longer. And there are products that help you out. For example, Glove Wash. The Royce Reinvigorate Glove Wash. That's something I do recommend buying if you want to, get a high-end pair of gloves, is because you want to buy the best stuff that you can get to make sure that these last for the whole $185 worth of money you put into them. This will do it for you. Because this is an Adidas glove, and they usually come in bags like this if you order them or if you buy them in retail stores. So they only give you this little thing for most of them. Not even all of them do that, I've noticed, but maybe that's just because it depends on what store you go to. But this is just like a thing that only lasts you for like 1 or 2 washes. And it's not that it's a bad product, it's just that it's a free product that comes with the gloves, and it's obviously not going to be like something that'll last you for months like this will. Depending on how often you use your gloves, you're always going to want to have 1 or 2 pairs, like one for training and one for game. Because I'm not on a set-in-stone team, I don't have that, but for people that are serious into soccer and play on a team like almost year-round, you want to have 1, 2, maybe, it depends, even 3 gloves. You want to have 1 for training or 1 or 2 for training, and you want to have 1 for, in-game always. Because the in-game pair is obviously going to last you the entire season, while the training is going to hold you, have the same feel, just not as durable because you're using it more. All in all, what do I think of this glove? I'd probably say 8.5 out of 10. Really good grip up until about the time I have it now. The removable finger protection is very important depending on what you like. There's a lot of features that you can take out. The wrist protection, the finger protection. Really, really nice punching zone. You almost can never feel like the super sting, depending on who you're playing, of shots. It takes it absorbs it very well. And that's something that the Adidas foam I've noticed does a very good job of. And that's absorbing hard shots. So, like I said, 8.5 out of 10. Is it worth the $185? If you're making the big investment, I'd say the glove to do it on, depending on, obviously, your preference. If you like Adidas gloves, very nice gloves. And it's very easy to put on, too. And you don't have to worry about it ruining the latex because, if you can't get it on, there's that little strap that they have where you can kind of just, pull up and, it won't damage your gloves. Now, I hope you enjoyed the review. This was my first one, so leave me some feedback. What do you want me to do? Hope you enjoyed. I'll talk to you all in the next one. Peace, guys.